Sri Gurubhyo Namaha children. Welcome to online class. In this class we are going to see a lesson from civics. Okay. The name of the lesson is the role of the constitution and the need for laws. Okay children, what are you seeing in this picture? See a game of football, isn't it? Here a game of hockey. See what is common in this picture? See, the football game, they have to play with their legs. They have to kick the ball with their legs, isn't it? Here they have to hit the ball with their hockey sticks. In this football game, can they play the football with their hands? Whether the rule will permit? No, isn't it? Here also, in this game of hockey, can they play with their hands? No, isn't it? There is a rule that they have to hit the ball with their hockey stick. Yes or no? Same way, you just see here, what can you observe here? A traffic signal. Okay, what are the traffic rules actually? What is the rule of the traffic signal? If there is a red light on the traffic signal, you have to stop. You should not move, isn't it? You should not drive your vehicle. You have to stop as soon as you see the red light on the traffic signal. What does this yellow light means? If you see the yellow light, you have to be prepared to move, isn't it? You can be ready to move. When the green light blinks, you can start moving. Suppose if you do not follow these traffic signal rules, what happens? All of you will drive on your own way, isn't it? On every direction, you will move. You will drive on your own wish. You will not obey the traffic signal. What will happen there? There will be a possibility of accidents. There will be a commotion there. So to avoid this, what you have to do? You have to follow the traffic rules, isn't it? Okay. That is how everywhere we have to follow some rules. Even as students, you would have got your school diary, isn't it? So in that diary itself, it will be mentioned that the certain rules you have to follow in that. For example, you have to come in uniform, you have to be on time, there should not be any late coming, you have to bring all the books. Like that, certain codes, certain rules will be there on the school diary. Yes or no? So, like this, like how we follow set of rules in the games, how we follow the traffic rules, a society needs some rules to be followed. Now, we'll move on to this chapter. See, what is a constitution? Constitution is nothing but it is a body of rules. What is a rule actually? Rule is nothing but it is a guide, it is a standard, it is an established principle to guide us to do some action. It is actually rule means what? It is a guide to do some action. So that if there is a rule, we can do our action in a proper way, isn't it? The action will be completed in a proper manner if we follow the rules. Likewise, a constitution is a body of rules, laws, and principles on the basis of which a state or a country is governed. Here, children, listen. Here it is mentioned, the state. Actually, this state is not the states of a country. Here, a state mentions a country only. Okay, it is not the states of a country like Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. It doesn't mean that. Here, a state also means a country. Okay, so a constitution is a body of rules, laws, and principles on the basis of which a country is governed. Okay, now listen. This constitution is an important document. What is a constitution? It is a constitution is an important document laying down the fundamental principles of a country. How a country has to be governed. What are all the principles to be followed by a country will be there in this constitution. And then the country is governed by these principles. So when a government is run, it has to follow the principles which are laid down in the constitution, and all the laws are also formulated according to them. So when a government wants to make some laws, it has to see the principles. So it has to be, the laws has to be according to the principles given in the constitutions. Okay, it should not violate the principles in the constitutions. It has to follow the principles which are laid down in the constitution. Therefore, what is a constitution? It is regarded as a supreme law of the country. And there are two types of constitutions. One is written constitution, another one is unwritten constitution. What is a written constitution? It is in the form of a book or a single exhaustive document. It may be in the form of book or a single complete document, exhaustive document, that is every possible element has been included in the document. That is called the written constitution. India is following the written constitution. Okay. Then what is this unwritten constitution? It is not written but gradually evolves over time. That is gradually develops over time. Example, we can say UK follows this unwritten constitution. Now we have seen what is constitution. What is constitution? It is, a constitution is a set of rules, laws or principles on the basis of which a country is governed. That is called a constitution. Now we will see about the constitution of our India. Our constitution is the longest written constitution in the world. Then it was drafted by the Constituent Assembly on 26 November 1949. Constituent Assembly means what? Those people who were there to draft this constitution are called Constituent Assembly. So when it was drafted, actually it was drafted in November 26, 1949. But it came into existence, it came into force, it was followed from 26th January 1950. Do you remember every 26th January we celebrate Republic Day? Why do we celebrate Republic Day on that particular date? Because to honor the date, to honor this 26th January, because this constitution came into force on 26th January 1915. To honor the date, we celebrate Republic Day on 26th January every year. You can see the Constitution of India in this picture. And this was drafted by a body known as Constituent Assembly. Nearly 300 people were there in the Constituent Assembly. It was headed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and it was formed on 29th August 1947 as soon as the independence. It took 2 years, 11 months and 18 days to finish drafting the constitution. Why it took these many days, this much long time? Because the Constituent Assembly has to see whether every individual is satisfied of the constitution. Every individual needs or satisfied with the framing of constitution. And also so many difficulties were in front of the constitution because after the independence there was a partition between India and Pakistan, and all the political situations, social situations, economic situation, everything has to be taken into account. And our India was scattered at that time. That princely states have to be joined to the Indian territory. And then another thing they have to see, there were various communities, there were various religions, and there were various languages spoken people. Different languages were spoken. So all these things have to be taken into consideration, and everything has to be analyzed so many times. So many debates were conducted to analyze each and every act, so that it took such a long time to complete that drafting of constitution. And then he is Dr. Ambedkar, father of the Indian constitution. Okay, when the constitution was drafted, our constitution had 395 articles and 8 schedules. At present, it has 448 articles and 12 schedules. See, I can give simple understanding. This articles means we have our book, we have our textbook. It has chapters, and in that chapters you have divisions. So like this, articles are, you can take it into meaning of chapters, and these schedules are divisions of the chapters. Okay. And that here you can see the first Prime Minister of independent India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, signing a copy of the Constitution of India. Okay, now we have seen what is a constitution and what is the constitution of our India. Why do we need a constitution for our country? And see, this one is the preamble of the constitution. That is, this is the preface of the constitution. That is, what all there in the constitution will be given in the preface. Why do we need a constitution actually? Just imagine if there are no police stations. What will happen? The crimes will become more. There will be a robbery. There will be a misbehavior of the people, isn't it? So we want a police station to protect ourselves. Like that, imagine if there is no court at all. What happens? See, we cannot fight for our property. We cannot fight for our right. So we need all these things to safeguard our country. So this constitution defines the fundamental nature of the political system of the country. So here, what is the political system of our country? It is a federal government. We have the central government as well as the state government. All these things will be mentioned in the constitution. That is, the political system of a country will be defined in the constitution. For example, the Constitution of India declares the Indian Union to be a socialist, secular, and democratic republic. What is the socialist? There should not be any discrimination of religion or of language or of caste, creed, color. There should not be any discrimination on the basis of all these things. Then what does this secular means? It should be a neutral government. That is, no other community or no other religion should dominate. It should not be dominated by any other religion. It should be neutral. Then what is this democratic republic? See, our country is ruled by our own people. That is by the elected rulers. And this country is the public matter. And it is not the property of any leader who rules the country. That is called a democratic republic. And then it pledges to guarantee each of its citizens justice, equality, liberty, and promote fraternity among them all. So, what does this constitution does here? It pledges guarantee, that is, it guarantees each of its citizens justice. That is, every individual is given a justice. Okay, that is, there is no discrimination among any individual. Everybody can obtain the justice. And equality, that is, everyone will be treated equally. There is no difference between the rich and the poor, educated or uneducated. So there should be equality among all. And liberty means what? You will be given, every citizen will be given freedom of speech, freedom of property, and freedom of press, freedom of assembly, isn't it? And then it promotes fraternity among them all. That is, it develops the brotherhood among all the people. That is, the dignity of every individual will be protected by the constitution. And why do we need a constitution? It regulates the relationship between the government and the people. Okay. And then Our constitution clearly defines the power and functions of three organs of our government. What are the three important organs? Legislature, executive, and judiciary. What does this legislature do? Actually, legislature makes laws and rules. It makes policies. Okay, it frames rules, laws, and policies. What does this executive do? What is its function? It implements the laws, policies framed by the legislature. Then what does this judiciary, what is the important duty of this judiciary? It safeguards the constitution, it protects our country. That is, the constitution allows the judiciary to take decisions on the basis of laws of the constitution. Okay. In some other disputes, it can take its decision following the laws framed in the constitution, and it safeguards, that is, the constitution safeguards against the misuse of power by the elected leaders and by any of the organs of the government. Suppose the elected leaders, they are misusing their power, means they will be punished by the according to the laws of the constitution. That is why the leaders, the elected leaders, have to follow the constitution. Follow the constitution means what? They have to follow the principles laid down in the constitution. Okay, or else suppose if they misuse their power, they'll be punished. And it lays down the rights and duties of the citizens of India. So, as citizens, we have some duties, we have some responsibilities as citizens of India. So, some responsibilities I want to tell you. For example, first of all, we have to honor our national flag, we have to honor our national anthem, and we have to obey the laws of the country. We should be prompt in paying the taxes of the country. Very importantly, we should safeguard the property of the government or property of the public. We should not damage any cultural sites or heritage of the country. And the constitution makes special provisions for protecting the rights and interest of the weaker sections of the society. Here, no minority are dominated by the majority. Here I want to explain what is minority, what is majority. Suppose there are 100 people, among them 80 are male and 20 are female. So what is considered as minority here? This female population is considered as minority people here. Okay. I just want to end this class. We will meet it in the next class, children. Thank you.